Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today I'm going to show you how to install an outlet. As you can see in our kitchen renovation project here, we have our regular outlet down over here, which is existing. And what we're going to do is this is going to be a microwave up in this area here. It's going to be suspended from the cabinet. So we need to put an outlet up here so that we can actually plug the microwave into it without the cable sticking down on the bottom, so it's actually hidden up behind it. What we do is we take the box itself. Now, you don't put the box on the wall and scribe it on the outside like this. You want to just cut it a little bit smaller, as you can see. Maybe you can't see. We're going to cut it here, and on the back of the box here, you can see that little lip right there. This has to fit inside there as well as here. So we actually did our calculations right here of how it's going to fit. It's going to go in just like this, so that way it'll fit perfectly just the way you see it right here. All right, this is an example of what kind of tools we're going to need. Something to measure, something to cut the wires and strip the wires down, a pencil, a utility knife to cut the sheetrock, a screwdriver, which was to remove that cover right there, a Phillips head screwdriver, because that's what these are here, Phillips. And we're going to need something like this to cut the sheetrock so that we get a nice straight square hole in here. Now if you don't have a knife like this, or a saw like this I should say, and of course we're going to need some wire so we can actually run it back up through there, and a new outlet to put up here as well. Alright, so this one here, we know there's a beam right here, so we already calculated there's a beam here. This area in here is then hollow. There's nothing inside over here. So we will be able to get this cable from here over to here without hitting a beam in the middle of it. We know there's a beam here and there's a beam here, so this area is hollow. All right, so let's stop talking and we're going to get started. We're going to cut this first right along here until our receptacle fits in there, and then we're going to run the wires through. So, all right, let's get started. And right on this side here is the beam, so it's going to be a little bit tight getting in here, but we're just going to do the best we can. Okay, and I do want to mention we did put something down on the counter, so we didn't make too much of a mess. We try to minimize that. Let's see if our box fits. Okay, so now you can see our box fits nice and tight in the wall. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to just pull this back out for now, and we're going to run our wire inside here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the other outlet right here. We're just going to take that outlet out right now. just going to pull this out of the way just like this for now. Okay. Okay. Now next thing we're going to do is, you see these little tabs right inside here? It's the same thing up in this box here. So we're going to take the tab that's up in this corner right here, we're going to break it off, and then we're going to bring our wire from here down to here, and we'll make our connection. So let's do that. Okay, we just bent that out of the way now. And now we're going to snake our wire through the top. So that's our wire through top and bottom. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to cut off over here. Okay. Now we're going to take our utility knife and we're just going to clean up some of this insulation on here. Make sure that you don't cut into the wiring down here, the insulation on the wiring as well. And that's when a sharp utility knife comes in handy. If you don't have a utility knife, then of course you can use whatever you have. Whether it's a utility knife or something like this, it's okay. All right, so this for now, we're just going to leave this just like this. This piece comes right off. We don't need that. Okay, so we're going to leave that right there now. We're going to do the exact same thing on this end here. Okay, we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to strip it back and take off some of this wire. Okay, now we'll take our wire strippers and we'll just take out a small section of wire here. We're just going to remove just the insulation, just like that. Same thing here. Okay, make sure you use the correct size so you don't actually damage the wire itself. Okay, and we're going to take these two like this and like this. All right, now what we're going to do is in the back of the switch itself, right back here, there's a little small hole in there. What you would do is, let me get a piece of wire, I'll show you. We're going to take that wire and it's going to come like this, and we're going to put it right in through here, and you just push it in and it locks it in place. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take our receptacle over here and we're going to push it right in the back there. All right, so now we know black to black, right? So the black wire goes in here, just like that. The white wire goes in here, just like that. And now these wires are locked in here. We're going to attach our ground over here. So let me do that. And okay, we're going to have to do a little bit differently. We're going to use a wire nut like this to join those grounds together. So let me just get a pair of cutting pliers, let me cut that, and then we're going to splice everything together. Okay, so now that we have all of our wiring, our white and our black are connected where they belong, our ground is then connected up here as well. We could then take the receptacle and push it back in where it came from. Just bend the wires a little bit, like this. And we'll push our receptacle back inside. Okay, so now we have this reattached. As I said, we're not going to push it all the way back in because I still have to do tile work over here. All right, next thing we're going to do now is we're going to take our box that we're going to use. Okay, we're going to take our receptacle box, put it in here like this. We're going to push this through here, just like that. Sometimes a little bit tight going through. So we're just going to push it in here. Just like that. Going to grab our needle nose pliers to help us pull it out. Like that. And we'll keep on feeding it through. Like that. Okay. And now we'll take our box, put it in the wall. I just want to show you how this works as well. When you put this in the wall here and you start to tighten the screw up, this piece turns like that, and this becomes tied up against the wall to hold it in place. All right, so that's what I'm going to do next, just like this. Okay, now our box is fairly tight. Okay. Now we're going to reconnect our wires here. Okay, and now we know our outlet. You can see how the outlet is in here. We're going to put the outlet in the exact same way, and we know that the black wire went on this side and the white wire went on this side, so that's the way we're going to do it, the exact same way that it is in the outlet. But you can also tell by looking at here, this is like a goldish color, and that's silver. The one that's gold is usually your power lead. All right, so that's the way we're going to do it. Okay. You just take it and push it in here, like that, and it locks it in place. Same thing with this white one. Push it in, it locks it in place. And now we're going to connect our ground right on the side, right over here. So what we do is just take this, come around, just like that. And we'll take our screwdriver and tighten it up. Now, you see how the wire is looped around this way? When you tighten this ground wire up, it should have the loop to this end over here. So as it tightens it, it pulls it in a little bit tighter. Okay? Alright, now we just bend our wires a little bit like this, and then we can attach our outlet back on here. Here and here. Okay, now I'm not going to tighten it all the way. Normally you would tighten it all the way down. I'm not gonna, because as you can see, I have to do the tile here. So let's go inside and we're going to turn the power on, and we're going to make sure that this is connected up properly. So let's do that. All right, so as you can see, putting an outlet or making an outlet from an existing outlet is really not that bad. All right, but that's it. We're all done. We're going to continue our tiling, and this job will be done. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.